going back to the corn being high with GMOs along with the soy. We just don't want many GMOs in our diet if we can avoid it. And let's see, that's most of it. I think I've showed you these bars before, the RX bars. These are pretty awesome. It's just 3 egg whites, pecans, cashews, dates, no BS. This one is 3 egg whites, almonds, cashews, dates, no BS. And so that's all that's in these. Their ingredient list is right there. They're a little bit higher in sugar because they're date based, but it's whole foods, so it's a great option, a great go-to that's gluten-free. And then another one that we go to often is Omega, which I actually like the nutrition profile on the Omegas better because they have higher protein and less sugar, but they are whey based, so it's a whey protein, so like my youngest can't have it. But those are a great gluten-free like protein bar that are relatively clean. And you guys have seen before, the Canyon House bakery is kind of our go-to bread. It's not very helpful when the tag is over it, but you guys have seen that bread before on some of the videos that I've made. That's our go-to. We order... Sorry, it sounds like somebody's vacuuming. We actually order directly from them often, and get like their bagels and things like that as treats to have around the house. And that's been a good lifesaver for us. And so, like I said, we have 2 or 3 bakeries in town that have some good options, but it's just one more stop. And so it's easier for me to be able to either order online or pick it up at Costco. So we found that one to be helpful. Enjoy Life for cookies and treats and stuff. Again, I don't highly push the sugar, but right now we're trying to potty train and room train so that our kids don't come out at 5:30 every morning. And so we do keep some of those treats on hand so that the girls have rewards that they can work towards. Enjoy Life is usually, let's see, what do they say? They are wheat, dairy, peanut, tree nut, soy, egg, fish, and shellfish clean. Also made without casein, potatoes, sesame, and sulfite. So they have done a great job with their product and being mostly allergy sensitive. So we definitely keep those on hand, but that is really it. We do a ton of beans, all kinds, red, kidney, black beans, white beans, garbanzo beans. So we use that as our side or as our yellow if you're working with your containers. Sweet potatoes, like I said. That's kind of it. That's kind of my pantry. Oh, another thing you have to be super cautious of is salad dressings. And so you have to read the labels. See here, this one says this is a Hidden Valley Ranch. I'm pretty sure someone dropped it off at our house, but at the bottom it says contains egg, milk, and soy, but it's gluten-free. So that little allergy label there at the bottom, come on, camera. Well, it doesn't want to focus. Haha. Okay, it doesn't want to focus. I'm not that skilled while doing my front-facing camera. I haven't spent enough time on here, but most of you guys have seen that. Sorry, no camera pro here. But it will tell you what allergens it contains. Another thing you have to be cautious of is soy sauce. So like I said, I think all of standard American soy sauce is half soy, half wheat. And so if you want to use gluten-free, tamari is 100% soy. And then if you want to avoid soy, you can use something called coconut aminos, which I have to tell you is not, it's not 100% replacement. Like, so it's not going to be the same, it's not going to be the same as soy sauce, but it's soy free and it gives you a similar experience. So, that's just, you know, most of you are interested in the gluten-free, not the soy-free. So if you're going gluten-free, you need to use tamari. Most restaurants, Bonefish is not one of them, but most restaurants do have tamari on hand. Like the sushi restaurants or the Asian restaurants, a lot of them do. Another thing you need to look for is your spice blends. So not all spices are gluten-free. So you definitely have to read the label there, and you have to see if there is gluten in them. They do not, spices don't tend to do the allergy, do not do the allergy warnings on them. So you do have to know what you're looking for there. Yeah, so that's it. That's most of it. You have to check teas. So not all teas are gluten-free. Some of them have like barley malt in them. We've got some of the Celestial Seasonings ones that have the barley malt in them, so they're not gluten-free if they've got barley in them. So yeah, biggest thing is start reading labels. But I hope that's helpful for you guys to kind of see what is in our pantry and the flours and the brands that we go to. And really it's just coming down to eating whole foods. Like I feel like I just keep saying that. But we just do a lot of the whole foods, and then I cook them in bulk. Like my brown rice, I make 10 cups at a time, and I freeze it because brown rice freezes really good. And so then I only have to make brown rice once every couple months. And like I said, you could do the same thing with quinoa, really, because quinoa also probably freezes just fine. I don't think I've tried it, but quinoa would freeze fine. So you could definitely do the same thing with quinoa. And red lentils you can't. They don't really hold form as well. But still, you have a lot of options. It does take meal prep to eat gluten-free and to eat it affordably and well. You guys should be meal prepping anyways, really, let's be honest, right? But do big batches. Big batches are a lifesaver. So yeah, I think that's most of it. You guys, I'm here looking at myself, talking to myself, and I look exhausted. I was up with the kids most of the night last night, so I apologize. This is me trying to teach you about health, but I don't look healthy right now. Young kids do that. So anyway, that's kind of the premise. I hope that was helpful. Again, ask questions. If there's a brand you're not sure about, let me know. It's still on my bucket list or my to-do list to put together a list of ingredients of alternative names for gluten. That can be really tricky because it's not as easy or as clean as they say it is. Even we have been tricked more than once. The other thing to note is if you find something that's gluten-free, it doesn't mean that that brand is gluten-free. So we have picked up, like, there's the veggie straws, if you guys have seen those. I can't think of what the company is, but we picked up some veggie straws, and then they had cinnamon apple sticks. My girls love cinnamon apple sticks, so it was the same brand, so I just grabbed it. I got home, and sure enough, there was wheat in it. And so just because it's the same brand and one of their items is gluten-free, it's not the same across the board. So you do have to check labels again. And if one set of veggie straws is gluten-free, that doesn't mean a different brand is going to be gluten-free. So again, a while back I picked up veggie straws at Trader Joe's, and sure enough they had wheat in them as well. So it really comes down to reading a label. But you can know that you're eating primarily gluten-free when you are cooking at home and you're using whole ingredients. So like I said, I hope this has been helpful and I haven't just rambled on about the food in my pantry. And we have tried a ton of gluten-free products in the past. And so if you are grocery shopping, snap a picture, post it in the app, and I will say, hey, don't waste your money. Or yeah, that's a great one, or I haven't tried that. So I wish somebody would have done that for me when we went gluten-free, because I feel like we wasted a ton of money on the products that aren't great.